are celebrating me because I am not in a wedding today. And you might be like, what the heck, Jackie? Why are you sharing this with us? So, Shameless Squad, I'm not going to lie. It has been a rough past couple months or so for me personally and professionally. Not only giving up therapy, moving into coaching, grieving not only one, but two streams of income, and also grieving the loss of friends here. So, I actually am going to talk a little bit about why I'm not in, this person's wedding anymore. And I just want to preface this, y'all, with a shameless secret. Like, I wish this person all the love, all the best in the world, everything like that. A happy wedding day, a happy marriage, a happy life, everything like that. And I just want to let you all know that I talked to this person multiple times, and we had 3 adult, grown-up conversations specifically. But the thing that was so hard for me, Shameless Squad, and I got all these signs and synchronicities of like, it hurts sometimes to really stand up for yourself, to advocate for yourself. And you can feel like what you are doing is so wrong, but you know deep down in your soul it is right. I don't know if some of you are reading the Let Them Theory book. I know I am. I'm very curious about it. I'm just kind of like up and down with it. I don't really know. But that was a sign in the title of one of the chapters where it was like, you could just be feeling like doing the right thing feels wrong. And I just want to talk about that a little bit here. And for me personally, I was processing this, and this is something where I am not maid of honor in this person's wedding anymore because they voted for the person who's president now. And I know that, me personally, I don't talk about politics, y'all. Like, I really don't. And when it came to going to grad school and everything like this, the first time that the president became the president, everything like that, it was so interesting because we were talking about like how you really need to advocate for ourselves in this field, how it's going to be really hard, and people are going to have values discrepancies, specifically if you vote for somebody like that and you're in the therapy helping field working with marginalized people. And so, Shameless Squad, I just want to say I'm not perfect at all. And I really had such a hard time with this person. And we had a couple conversations just discussing, and like, I could not wrap my brain around it. I'm like, how can you vote for someone like this when you work as a therapist in the field? And I just want to let you all know, if you are going to therapy and you don't know if your therapist is a safe person to be around, ask them who they voted for. Honestly, you have every right to do that. And you will just tell and know what they say with this. And for me, I'm just like, I don't know if I can be this person's friend. I don't know if I can actually like be in this wedding. And it was such a values discrepancy, even for myself here. And this is something, Shameless Squad, because I thought about it. And, it says a lot when a white woman votes for Donald Trump and a white man votes for Harris. And I was just like, oh my God. When I said that out loud, the words almost kind of like clicked in my head with the therapy training and background and all the schooling and all the hours and everything. And I'm just like, that says so much. It says so much about white woman privilege and how white women who voted that way want to keep their privilege overall at the end of the day. And it's kind of one of these things where it's like you can love a person and you can leave a person. And that's what I had to do. And I told this person I'd have no ill will, nothing. I just don't think I can be friends with somebody who voted that way. And for a lot of you, I've been telling you last year we were in the year of the 8, which is karma. Now we're in the year of the 9, which is closure, ending cycles. You're gonna see breakups. You're gonna see people get their karma. You're gonna see people and relationships with people and not feel safe. And I'm just like, if I were still friends with that person, potentially, everything that I did in my career is for nothing. Really, like 5 years ago, I'm going to share more about my story on my channel here because I feel like very inclined to do that and aligned to do that with all of you and just be shamelessly vulnerable. Like, I don't care if y'all like my story. I don't care if y'all like me or not. I just feel like it's important to know the person behind the reads and the screen. And if for me to just share with you who I am. And I'm just like, I left a previous, agency setting because they weren't promoting LGBTQ plus. They weren't promoting me getting those types of clients and everything. And that's fine. Like, I learned that and I left them. And that was 2020 when we were in the middle of a pandemic. And I'm going to share more about where I was 5 years ago compared to now, because I legit hate that 5-year question. And I know people say hate's a strong word. Well, it's like, literally, why do we like it? It's not always right with where we're actually at. And so I I'm just like, I, left a career because of knowing that I wanted to niche in sex therapy. I went to a group practice here overall, and I just felt like it wasn't being prioritized again with me getting clients. And I felt like I needed to really, just be my own boss, really take the bull by the horn, not half-ass shit. Because if you know me, I literally give it all. And this is something where I'm like, everything up to this point, working with my clients in therapy, talking to all of you on my channel, doing sex education stuff, posting stuff on my Instagram. And one of these things that they taught us in grad school is sometimes you will no longer be able to be around family members or friendships if there are those values discrepancies, if they are not in alignment with what you believe in. And sometimes, like, naturally, that's normal. Like, relationships will just fizzle out or be done. And there was a big lesson in this. The lesson was to advocate for myself. But it's so hard sometimes when you want to advocate for yourself and you feel like this person doesn't understand you, right? And I'm sure that this person might have felt this way towards me too, potentially, because I'm like, there's so many contradictions. That was not my word. That is the word that they used, y'all. And I'm like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. You are a therapist. You work with marginalized people. You literally work in an agency setting where that could go away so quickly. Benefits could go away. Clients could really lose a lot of resources here, and this is your job and career. And so I'm just like, what does that say? And that is a judgment. I will shamelessly own it. That is a judgment from myself here, y'all. And that's the thing, though, when I talk to this person about, like, do you even want me to be a part of your wedding, though? Because I'm, questioning your values. And I'm like, if this were me, like, it would be fine, if I said, to you, shoe on the other foot, like, I don't want you to be a part of my wedding, Jackie, because you're questioning me as a person. And it was just so hard for me to wrap my head around and wrap my brain around. And one of the biggest things that's been going on, in therapist Facebook groups is people going buck, people not being able to actually have conversations, people literally going back and forth and not talking about these things. And when I went back and forth, with my friend here, my ex-friend now, I do wish her well. Like, I pulled this card because the bottom line is what resonated with me about this. You can love a person and leave a person. It's time to move on. And sometimes people act out in situations when it's not even about you. Because Shameless Squad, here was the thing. I told this person everything. I shared with them, like, hey, I'm kind of seeing some stuff that's going on. I talked to them about hey, like, you're discussing different things about your life, about the person you're marrying, and just like mental health stuff and therapy, and you're not going. And so that's one of the things where I'm like, or at least to my knowledge, she doesn't have to fucking tell me. They don't have to fucking tell me if they're going or not, right? But I'm like, I can't be that person who doesn't talk to a friend and says, like, hey, like, I want to be honest with you. Like, this is concerning. Like, there's so many levels of contradictions here. And that's the thing where a lot of therapists make the worst clients because they will ghost, they will never go to therapy, they will think they're right, they won't advocate for themselves, they won't learn about multiculturalism, they won't actually use their vote in order to, see that like what they are already in is a position of privilege as a therapist, but also using your privilege for good. And so really the way that I made sense around this is because therapy is such a woman-dominated field, and there's a lot of white women out there as therapists, that's a way for them to keep their privilege. And I'm so grateful and so blessed to honestly see that in other people and honestly leave that in the past with the field here, right? And this is something where I'm also so grateful that my partner for 7 years, y'all, like I asked him, I was like, how often do you hear me talk about politics, Booby? And he's like, out of the years we've been dating, like maybe twice, if that, max. And I'm like, that's when you know that this is a hard situation for me and something that I'm struggling with. And that's when you know this is bad, right? And this is something where this person has different values, and that's fine. And I have different values, and that's fine. And this is one of those things where I think it's very important to just be mindful of if you feel safe in the therapist that you are seeing or seeking help out with. Also safe in your relationships with your family members, your friends, your loved ones. And that was one of the big things that they talked to us in grad school about was like a lot of times family will go see family members, and then there will be a lot of insensitive comments or different isms with comments here specifically. And a lot of people potentially may not feel safe or even want to see families around the holidays. And all of you being trained as therapists here, it's important to advocate, and it's important to teach, and it's important to use the power of like knowledge and wisdom that you're learning in grad school to educate people, even, if you don't want to. But that was kind of what my takeaway was from it in more or less words. And I think this was something where I really struggled. And honestly, y'all, I'm grateful for myself, because this just shows how much work, I have done on myself. And this just shows a lot of times, like, a lot of people won't do work on themselves. And personally for me and professionally for me, the people that aren't working on themselves, I don't need them to be in my energies, because think about it. There's scarcity. They put their fears onto you. They never change. They want to bitch about stuff. They want to complain about stuff. There was this one content creator who I saw a video the other week, and I saved, his info, because he talks a lot about like entrepreneurs and different stuff like that, and it's really cool, and I really, really, really like him. It's Aston CEO. He's got like all these red videos that I have saved, and he's like, honestly, when I was getting around with people who were doing the same thing over and over and over again, like watching football and not actually doing things with their lives, like just drinking, bitching, complaining, but like you hate it because you created it. But the thing is, you have to love yourself in order to create something new for you. And I think that's one of the biggest flexes, is a lot of times people want to say, oh my God, claim victim to their circumstances. And no, the shameless, empowering thing you can do is stand up for yourself, advocate for yourself, advocate for your values, advocate for something that is morally right or wrong. And really deep down inside, what the answer is inside of you. You just know what the answer is inside of you. And honestly, some of my friends who are gay and, part of my queer family, like, we're going to go to this wedding, and I'm like, safety concerns, hello. But I don't think this person, listened. I think they heard me. I don't think they listened where they could actually absorb it and really kind of see the level of this. And sometimes people are on different timelines with learning and growing. And that's one of the scary parts about therapists, because of the privilege and because of the field being predominantly, a lot of white women. I don't know the numbers, so I'm not going to just throw something out there, but that's just my experience of it, wanting to keep that sort of stature overall. And Shameless Squad, I was like, I'm not ready to share this yet on my channel when it was fresh. I really wasn't. And one of the things, I was working out this morning and I was running and I was listening to like some songs here overall. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like all these songs, they're like kind of intense or pump up or whatever. And they're by like, MGK and Youngblood, and they're talking about like drugs. And then you have like Rise Against, who's talking about like give it all and like savior and, re-education through labor. And you have all these other songs that are just so potentially like controversial topics, but also topics, especially from Rise Against, because that's my favorite band. Shout out to all you, because I fucking love you. And you have people discussing things through music, and rappers and writers and musicians that are controversial, and people align to that. They listen to that. They connect to that, and they vibe off of that. And I'm just like, sometimes with staying shameless, what I'm learning is you have to be able to say the things and be honest. And no matter what, you are probably going to be controversial to lots of people out there, because you're doing what you want and what's morally right for you, and vice versa. They may not like that too. And same with me. Like, I may not like that either, but that doesn't mean I have to stay in those rooms, stay in those situations, or put myself in those situations overall. So this is my random tangent today, and y'all might be like, why would you celebrate not being a part of a wedding? Honestly, y'all, I was supposed to be maid of honor in this wedding today, and I saw a lot of stuff that I just did not like, I didn't align with, and I'm really grateful, because the universe, when it rejects us from people or situations, it's for our own protection here. And I was getting these signs to just post this video, whatever, and just share it with you, and pay attention to the signs in your life too. And one of the things that, why can't I celebrate myself as much as like this person having a wedding? Like, congrats to them. And also, like, congrats to me. Like, I did something hard here too. So, like, I'm going to celebrate me. Like, do I need anybody else to celebrate me? No. And this is one of the things too where, a lot of people, when you talk to them about something and you discuss something with them and you approach them as soon as possible after you've processed stuff and things, and then they're trying to like grasp at straws and trying to like pick something at you, whatever, like that's what this person did. And I'm like, this is the part where it's like, this situation isn't even about me. Like, this situation isn't even about me. And this is something where this person, commented about Paia in my video, shout out to you, girl, about Bali and like our people in 2024 who are getting married selfish. And, we talked about how entitled a lot of people are nowadays. It's not cheap to be in a wedding here. And it's a lot of energy and time and effort, right? And so it's just one of those things where this person wanted to grasp at something, use it against me. When that episode came out a couple months prior, maybe a month prior, but we recorded it back in August, but then wanted to pull something at me in order to like poke me or like put me in the wrong. And what I said to this person was, I wish I was given the same respect that I had given you in this situation by giving yourself a couple days, coming to me, processing this with me, talking to me about it. I'm like, this just feels like we're grasping now. I did nothing wrong. I shared my shameless truth, and I'm not your traditional, woman up in here, y'all. Like, I don't have kids. I'm not married. I don't own a house. I don't have pets. I don't have these things, and I'm still happy. And that's the thing, you can still be happy. And I have been in people's weddings, and I've been a bridesmaid and maid of honor 3 times and a bridesmaid like 4 times, y'all. And this would have been my like 5th time maybe doing that. And it's just like, I'm good. Like, I don't need to be so giving of my energies anymore. And this is how you protect your energy. You can wish people well, you can let them go, you can wish them all the beautiful things in the world too. So, Shameless Squad, I don't know. I just wanted to share this message with you, this video with you. And I just want to let you know, if you're doing some really hard things in life, to let you know that I'm proud of you. I know a lot of people are going to be cutting off relationships, going through breakups, going through grief and loss. And the layers of that is just like so much. And I had a channel download message, and I finally got the words because I'm like, universe horse. Like, I just want to talk about grief and loss on my channel, but like to the point of how difficult it is sometimes that people don't talk about or realize. And I got that download and I finally got it all written up. So I'm excited to share that with you too. But I just want to let you know, I see you if you're moving through hard stuff. And always, always, always know that you have the longest relationship with yourself. And it's always important to live, by your moral values and integrity and everything like that. And it's okay to release people and let them go. And some relationships just have timelines, and it's like, that's okay for them to be like, time is up, time is done. So, Shameless Squad, this is me being shamelessly vulnerable, sharing a little bit story with you. And I hope that this just inspires you to keep going in life, keep going in anything that you're doing, and even celebrate the hard freaking moments that you are standing up for yourself. I got the gift of time back, y'all. It's Booby, my partner's birthday on Sunday, and so I'm gonna like go and do some stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, I would have been at the rehearsal yesterday and at the wedding today, and I got this gift of time back. I got to meditate, I got to journal, I got to lift weights, I got to run, I got to wash my hair, take a shower, shave my legs. Like, I got this gift of time back. And so it's a beautiful thing for me. And I'm like, and tomorrow we're gonna celebrate, his birthday, and Sunday's his actual birthday and stuff. So I'm like gonna go do some stuff, and I'm going to celebrate me. So I just want to share this with you, let you know I love you, and as always, stay shameless, boo.